Hi, Lewis.
Hi, Jonathan.
So here we are. It's just the end of January, 2017, and you're in the garden. We're in the garden, and so what's going on today?
Well, today I'm moving pots around and digging up a few beds, transplanting some strawberries.
Strawberries this year, or more strawberries?
Oh, more strawberries.
Yeah. So here we are. We just had a cold snap here in the West Coast, a really crispy one. But it seems like, believe it or not, it feels like spring has maybe arrived. So things are sprouting in every which way, especially politically. Your thoughts on the world?
Well, my thoughts are recently, like, I am looking at all the movements that have taken place in the past, part of my lifetime. The ban the bomb, feed the hungry, save the environment, the march, the idle no more, the occupation movement, and now the march, Standing Rock, like people getting together and trying to make social change here, and environmental, save the environment. We have all of these people who are opposed to the type of system that we're living under, and we get together on marches, and I'm really glad to see the march in Washington. It gives me hope again, but we have to do more than march and enter into the political arena. You'll hear the wise men now telling you've got to get involved with the politics. You've got to go through the process. You've got to go through all the legal mumble jumble, raise money, chase around to get elected in elections and get into a process that will take you 30 years to make any changes in. Now, if we're going to get changes done here, I would recommend, and I'll give you some examples of what I'm talking about, but that people, okay, you've had the march, the ladies have had the march, and beautiful. Now where? Is it, okay, are we going to get together now, all of us who joined in, and help one another to create the complete change that needs to go on in our society? The complete end of war, the complete cleanup of the environment, and get together and work on it, and not just talk about it must be done and expect the government to do it. I would say, like, take the Green Party, for instance, in Canada. We had people concerned about the environment before they got here, who were trying to make changes here. We had conservationists. We had people who wanted to end waste. We had people that were loggers that were talking about, are we cutting our forest down too fast? Well, and now we've got a Green Party. How many people voted for the Green Party? Millions, probably, across the country. Now, have they all got a garden? Are they all pulling together to make a change here, or they think they can go throw a vote down somewhere and show up for a march one day and think they're doing something? Right? How many Green Party candidates in the last election actually had a garden? And if they're spouting something, why aren't all the people that are voting them doing likewise? We have to do the whole job. We can't just go to our jobs to make messes and support the criminal activities that are running our government. We have to take over. We have to do it ourselves. We have to govern from the bottom up, not from the top down. And I say that I am now government. I'm self-government of Canada. I can take any title I choose to. I don't need anybody's vote but my own. Now, I'm here to get the job done, and I'll work with everybody.
Thank you, Louis. Listen, so that's your thoughts for today, and you're mentioning, I guess,
Well, not everybody necessarily.
but you're suggesting that if you're a green politician, I guess you should
I'm
be
not
having a shovel.
Politician.
But the green politicians out there, the Green Party, they should be having maybe a shovel in their hands versus a microphone. A garden shovel.
The thing is that they take the lead. These people who get into politics take the lead. And then they start compromising their act to get into power. It's how you get to power. You know, like it's a corrupting system, and it will do nothing else. Every government in the world is corrupt. Every government. Now, is it the structure of power? Well, then why don't we develop something that we don't have that structure of power? It's our ability to do so, and we don't have to give our power away.
And you're suggesting that often all these movements, they tend to fizzle out. Like all these powerful movements that we've seen recently rise up and just fizzle out. You're suggesting we have to live differently
Look at the occupation movement for a moment. I participated in the occupation movement. What I found is everybody wanted to talk and have meetings and follow a bunch of rules to have discussions with one another. I came in with an idea. I said, well, why don't we start working together? And I got an idea we can do here in the area. And we are withdrawing our energy from what we're opposing at the same time. But we put our words into actions. And they wanted to have meetings. I said, I'll meet you in the tree while we're pruning, okay? I'm not going to waste my time with a bunch of meetings figuring it out if it's the right thing to do or not. With my situation, where I am now, the right thing to do was to take care of all the fruit trees in the area that are being neglected. Right? It's just an idea. And the thing is, so I had to go and do it myself. That's all I can do. So I'm doing it myself. I'm doing it with whoever will work with me. And there's a few of us now working together on the concept. We've developed some nurseries. We've got a big farm to work on in Spence's Bridge right now. We've got a garden up in Wells right now. We've got a nursery here that could supply 10,000 tons of fruit next year if it was put in.
Gosh, that's a lot of. How many trees do you have here? How many fruit trees or clippings? So
I've got at least 1,000.
Wow, and you have some grape.
I've got 1,000 plants here that are all cuttings or small trees that could, at least 1,000.
Gosh, that sounds wonderful, Louis. So
and I've got a lot of other things going on. Like I've got a lot of varieties, some different varieties of berries and stuff like I'm propagating and so forth, like so that we can get these things to where they can be put in and
find them homes. Maybe we have a lot of pots here.
This is my idea is that we develop a food self-sufficiency in Canada within the next 5 years. That people 6 years maybe, but that we start growing our food locally, so we can, not that we have to eat everything locally from the local area, but so that we can supply ourselves, and we can take the excess and exchange it for food other places if that's something that's grown but more abundant and much better climate, and we still want to have it in our diet. So the thing is, we can do these things, but we don't need to package everything up in tiny little packages and stick it on shelves and freeze it and process it and turn it into a toxic waste after your monoculture systems of growing crops. And that's what we're doing today. You know, we need to bankrupt Walmart. We need to bankrupt Monsanto. And how do we do it? We stop buying from them. That's what we do. And how are we going to get the best food? Well, locally grown is probably the best you're going to get if you do the things properly.
So you went, so food security in British Columbia in 6 years, you're saying?
No, one of the things I think the world has to address this monster machines running around in fields to do to destroy the land, monoculture that's wiping out the diversity on our planet and turning everything into a desert by the time they're finished with their agricultural toxins from Monsanto and pesticides and herbicides, and like we've got to change all that.
Okay, so if anybody in the audience wants to get hold of you, do you have a phone number that they can call?
Yeah, it's 604-928-3663. I put up a blog, Occupation Apple Tree. I usually announce where I am and what I'm doing, and welcome.
Thank you, Louis.